just going to ask, are you videoing a video?
Okay.
All right. I'm just going to ask you guys some questions about some of the things we learned, and then we're going to play a game, okay?
Ooh, game.
All right, so, do what?
Does it involve candy?
No, the next game doesn't involve candy, but you're going to like it, I promise, because I think it's pretty cool. Okay, so, what is the depending factor on if it goes through the top life cycle or the bottom life cycle?
It's mass.
It's mass. Where do the smaller stars go?
To the average star.
To the top one, yes. It goes to the average star stage. You're correct. What? Where do the bigger stars go?
The bottom one.
The bottom one, right? And which one is our sun going through?
The average star.
The average star, that top one. Correct. Good. All right. Which one will last longer? The smaller stars or the bigger stars? Riley?
Smaller stars.
The smaller stars. Can anybody tell me why?
I think fuel.
They don't use as much fuel. Correct. Good. Yes, ma'am.
If our star went through the massive star, if it got red out, would it still eat Earth or no?
If it what?
If it got to be like red, if it went through the massive star, would it still like eat the Earth, that red giant or red super giant?
I would assume so, but our sun is so small it doesn't go through that one. I'm assuming if it was that large that we probably wouldn't be here right now. We probably would, if it was having to go through that bottom one, it would probably be extremely large. Because I read that the ones that go on the bottom are like 6 times the size of the ones that go through the top cycle. So our sun is literally it's so small compared to massive stars. All right. Who can tell me where the star nursery is? What's its formal name? What's it called? Yes, ma'am.
Stellar nebula.
Stellar nebula. Good. All right. Out of a nebula, how many stars can emerge? When it comes out of the stellar nebula, how many different ways are there for it to go? It's kind of a trick question a little bit. Gotta use your noggin. Yes, sir. 2. Good. And one of them is called the average star. So, do you think the average star is the most common one? Or do you think the massive star is more common? Who read it? The average star. The average star was the most common. All right. What happens during the red giant stage during the nuclear reactions? What starts to happen?
It goes bigger.
It gets bigger. It starts to move outwards into the atmosphere. So when it goes outwards, it's getting
Larger.
Larger, bigger. Good. Okay. You probably don't remember the exact number. How many times the size does the red giant become? So we start out as a small sun. How many times larger does it get when it hits the red? 400 times its size. Could you imagine right now? Could you imagine me like 400 times my size? 400 of me?
Oh.
You'd be
400 of me.
massive.
Extremely mad. I don't even think 400 of me would fit in this room. So,
Probably not.
no, probably not. I don't even know if 200 of me would fit in this room.
Be way
So-
too tall.
Yes. So, when it hits that red giant stage, the sun has grown 400 times its size, which is why it could eventually do what to Earth?
Eat it.
It engulf it. Correct. It can eventually eat it because it's going to get 400 times its size.
It's gonna get hungry.
Yeah. Right. All right. How long did it say that we have until then? Until it could possibly engulf Earth? Yes.
5 billion years.
5 billion years. Yes.
My great 100 times, probably maybe 100 will still be maybe alive.
Baby. Woo. That's a long time from now. I can't even imagine that long away.
Me neither.
All right.
What's it gonna be like? Future, like flying cars. Flying jetpack.
Okay.
Tallest building.
What happens during the planetary nebula stage. Riley?
They get in their elderly age.
That is correct. That is their elderly stage. That's when they're starting to die off a little bit. Okay. In it says how long do they stay in the planetary nebula stage? It's a long time to us, but in star years, it's not a long time.
In star years.
In star years.
What is star years?
I just made it up. It's not a thing. How long do they, yeah.
For a few 10,000.
For a few 10,000 years. So in the star world, that is not that long. That's just its elderly stage. But for us, that's an extremely long time. 10,000 years. 10,000 years.
We're going to die in that amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, goodness. All right. All right, and then tell me about the white dwarf stage. Somebody out.
It is the remaining compact core of a low mass star that has come to the end of its lifetime, following a planetary nebula event.
Good. Yeah.
Doesn't it say alive the longest because it's burning very little fuel?
Yeah, it's burning. It's got like no fuel left in it. But so, do you think it's hot or cold?
Cold.
Extremely
Hot. Extremely hot.
Yes,
It's the hottest.
Why?
It says it has the hottest surface of any star.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, correct. It is still extremely hot. But it's the coldest point in a star's life. But it's still not cold. It's still extremely hot.
It could burn us alive.
Yeah. Yes,
Yes.
eventually they will turn it, when it finally runs out of all of its heat, it will turn into a black brown dwarf. Correct.
Oh, good job.
If you were listening to me earlier, do they even know if there are any brown dwarfs yet?
No.
No, they haven't. They don't even know if there are any yet. That's how long it takes to get out of the white dwarf stage. It just because there's so much heat. The core of it is the hottest part. So when it gets back down to that white dwarf part, that was the hottest part. So it takes a long time before that goes away. So they don't even know that there are any brown dwarfs right now. All right. If you're done, throw your trash away and then go back and sit down. So we're about to play a little game.
I'm eating candy right now. I'm sorry.
What?
I got candy for lunch, but I'm eating candy right now. Just cry and say, please forgive me, Lord. Please forgive me. I could not resist.
Good, you just didn't want to.
Can't help it. What did you make me?
I
I broke my lunch promise a couple of times, but I'm trying not to.
I have.
What's your lens?
Not to. All
right.
Trying to control my temper.
All right, during this game, you have to be very quiet and listen. If we get out of control, we're going to go sit back down and not do it anymore, okay?
Okay.
All right, the point of this game is because we're going to pretend like we're going through the life cycle of a star, okay? So we're going to pretend like we are all going to be one collective star, but we each have our own little responsibility, okay? But if you get out of control, we're not going to do it. We're going to sit back down because you're not going to be learning if you're out of control. Okay, so everybody stand up. We are going to be in the first stage, which is the what? Nebula. Good, which is the star nursery. So everybody just go scatter around the room. You're in the star nursery.
This is mine.
All right. So you're all little baby stars. You're in the star nursery. What do you think happens to create the star?
They all join together.
Good.
guess.
Why?
Because you make a big star.
Gravity pulls you together. So everybody come together. We're working towards the average star stage. Everybody come together.
I'm in the middle.
Come together. Let's see if I can get out of control. We'll go sit back down.
You have to be touching your face.
No, you don't have to be touching. All right. Where do you think the hottest part of the star is?
The middle.
The middle. Yeah, the hottest part of the star is the core. Good. All right. Shh. You're not learning if you're talking. Okay. So, what do you think starts to happen after that during the average average star stage, what do you think begins to happen? So do they just shoot off, or do they stay kind of close?
We stay kind of close, expand a little.
Yes, they stay close. So I want the core people, y'all stay together. Y'all, this little group right here. Y'all stay together. Everybody else slowly take like 3 steps back. If you're not in the core, take 3 steps back.
I can't move.
If you're not in the core, take 3 steps back. Good. All right. So what is going on during this stage? What transition do you think we're getting into?
The red giant.
The red giant. And what do we say happens in the red giant?
We become 400 times our size.
Yes, the sun becomes 400 times its size. So everybody go really far back except for the core. Except for the core. Go over the core. Yep. Everybody else go really far back because this is the red giant stage. So we're expanding.
We're still I still can't move.
There, okay.
Wait, where's
Just be
Peter?
part of the core, Peter.
Where?
I should be part of the
Oh!
core.
Good. You should be really far back. Okay.
I have a star.
All right. So what starts to happen during the planetary nebula stage?
We come back. We kind of come back together.
Yep. It kind of starts to come back because you went through the red giant stage and now you're becoming a little old star. So you all need to form back together because you're starting to get elderly, so you're becoming smaller again.
I'm so
Becoming smaller again.
You need a cane? Because I bet you need a...
And then what do you think happens during the white dwarf stage?
We step out.
Party starts to die off, and we're kind of just left with what? The core. Everybody else kind of died off, and the core's still there. All right, everybody go sit down.
I'm a great actor.
Everybody sit.
You're too dramatic, right?
Sit down. Okay. So, what is the first stage? And that is the star nursery. Second stage. Average star. Good. And then what's the third stage? Red giant. So what happened to the average star when it got to the red giant stage? It expanded. Right. Remember, we were all tightly together, and then y'all were by the core, and then you did what? You expanded outwards. Okay, and then during the planetary nebula stage, what happened?
They all kind of formed back together.
We all formed back together because that's the what stage?
Old stage.
The old stage. It's becoming they're becoming elderly. Correct. And then what happened during the white dwarf stage?
We all died off.
Everybody died off except for the people that were
In the core.
in the core, because the white dwarf is just the core section left of the star. Yes.
Can we try blowing up the bottom one?
We don't have time. We need to go. Y'all about to go to lunch in like 5 minutes.
Oh.
So